All right. And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time, giving all the cool stuff from professional wrestling, AEW, TNA, Major League Wrestling, AEW, also, New Japan Professional Wrestling, Ring of Honor. I try my best to dabble on every wrestling promotion that's happening, obviously, in the professional wrestling industry, all the headlines and all the breaking news and stuff like that. So let's dig on into our last and final segment of Tuesday's show, our Tuesdays today in wrestling history. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. All right. Back in 2000, I took the DeLorean back in 2001. Just kidding. No, I'm not going to do all that. But 2001 WWF Monday Night Raw at Tacoma Dome featured the first ever WCW match on WWF television. And you can just say it was the worst match, the most embarrassing match in WWE history. Booker T defended his WCW championship against Buff Bagwell. Even WWE.com in 2013 named it the most awkward match in the history of the company, which kind of sucks. Even the crowd was chanting boring, 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 and this match sucks. This match sucks. It got to the point where Kurt Angle and Stone Cold Steve Austin had to kind of insert themselves, where they attacked Booker T. And sadly, it's kind of crazy, but you saw Buff Bagwell. This is was his first and final match with WWF and slash WWE. He saw how WWE creative, how Vince McMahon and how other creative officers within the company were going to treat these WCW superstars. And he didn't have it. He wasn't part of it. He thought it was stupid. He thought that they were just kind of, setting themselves to fail, kind of put on the front lines of just being butchered by professional wrestling media, by the fans, and it just wasn't cool. Just wasn't cool. One of the most awkward matches in the world of professional wrestling was on WWE Monday Night Raw. WCW holds a championship match. Booker T defends his WCW World Heavyweight Championship against Buff Bagwell. It sucks because Buff Bagwell was really cool in WCW. Also, so was Booker T. Booker T, the reason why he gets so much credit, the reason why he's one of, in my opinion, one of the best WWE wrestlers of all time. He's in my top 10. He's in my top 10 mostly because you saw a lot of WCW superstars did not want any part of the WWF at first. At first, like Goldberg. Goldberg, we saw it, he was like, oh, hell no. Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page, who saw like how WCW superstars were treating. He's like, you know what? Hell no. But eventually he came and he was booked in a really awesome role where he was the stalker, the Undertaker's wife. Great glory. Great glory. Thank you, WWE. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. And thirdly, also Sting. Sting saw the way WCW superstars were featured on WWF television, and he was like, nah, I don't want to be part of that. I'd rather be part of a growing company like TNA instead of just embarrass myself. This was one of the most embarrassing moments on WWF, and it was kind of at the expense of WCW. The rising star Buff Bagwell and their champion. On the final episode of Monday Night Nitro, you saw Booker T defeat Scott Steiner. No, not Scott Steiner. No, I think it was DDP. Don't quote me on that. But you saw him winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, and the moment they came to WWE, it became an absolute joke, and it was crazy. Like I said, that's why I credit Booker T being one of the best wrestlers, my top 10, because he kind of withstand all the BS, with all the hazing, with all the bullying, and he made himself a champion. Eventually became the World Heavyweight Champion, grabbing that belt. He was King Booker. Now he's a Hall of Famer with the Harlem Heat. Yeah, I think he was a two-time Hall of Famer. Now he does commentary with WWE NXT with Vic Joseph every Tuesday night on USA Network. So, definitely got to credit Booker T. All right, so moving on. Now we're going to jump on in. No, that's not that. Okay. Now we're going to jump on into 2002. WWE SmackDown takes place in Boston, Massachusetts. Edge teams up with the immortal Hulk Hogan and defeats Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo to win the WWE Tag Team titles. Something that I was not made aware of, something that kind of shocked me, was this was Hulk Hogan's first ever, winner from Tag Team titles. He won it with Edge, kind of like in one of those weird spots. But I guess it adds to his accolades. I guess it all works out. It's kind of, I thought the Mega Powers won one. I had to Google it. And I was like, dude, no way. No way. Or maybe when the NWO made it back to the WWE. Or when they debuted in the WWE. But no, he never won a tag team title. His one and only WWE tag team title run is with the Rated R Superstar, the WWE Hall of Famer Edge Adam Copeland. So I thought that was kind of interesting, kind of cool. Definitely, you're pretty edgy, pretty badass. In 2007, Umaga defeats Santino Marella to win his second WWE, I think it was his second WWE Intercontinental Championship in, Dallas, Texas. Umaga was Umaga. Umaga was an absolute beast. The reason why he does not have a lot of other accolades and accomplishments is this guy was kind of too dominant in what he did. Kind of like what you saw, when the Fiend became the WWE Universal Champion. Is that you kind of want to build on the idea that these guys are going to go undefeated, they're going to get killed. So the point where it gets to it gets too kind of too choreographed, too scripted in the eyes of the WWE universe. Obviously, Umaga within himself is a legend. Is a legend. Kind of walking that fine line there. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't know. I just feel like Santino Marella when I think he defeated. No, he defeated somebody with the help of Batista. I can't really, I'm gonna research that and check on it later. But I remember when Santino Marella made it to the WWE, came in from the crowd. He didn't he break the Lashley lock? I don't know. Could be crazy. Could be crazy. Umaga, one of the most dominant superstars in wrestling history. Didn't lose much, but when he did, it was epic. But 2007, you had Umaga winning the WWE Intercontinental Championship. All right, in 2017, day two of the New Japan Professional Wrestling's G1 in the United States. It was held in Long Beach, California. Kenny Omega defeated Tomohiro Ishii to become the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship, which is kind of crazy. I love the way Kenny Omega looks in that, kind of that picture right there. Kind of sad to see, it's kind of crazy because throughout the, my professional wrestling, kind of, knowledge and stuff like that, I've been mostly a WWE fan. I can't lie. Cannot lie. Then you hear about these guys like the Young Bucks. You kind of hear Hangman Adam Page. You hear Cody Rhodes in the later years. You also hear Kenny Omega. And you're like, man, these guys are badass. And like now you I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to start watching AEW to watch Kenny Omega. Watched him for a little bit but of course, injuries have to happen. I don't think he's going to be fighting in the ring anytime soon for like 6 to 7 months. Could damn near be near Christmas or next time AEW Dynasty next year. But I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Obviously love Kenny Omega, one of the most successful superstars in professional wrestling history. In 2017, you had the GFW Slammiversary 15 held at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. You had D'Angelo Williams team out with Moose to defeat Eli Drake and Chris Adonis. In a strap match, you saw EC3 defeat James Storm. In a full mayhem match, you saw Eddie and Alicia Edwards defeat Davey Richards and Angelina Love. The GF Women's Champion, Sienna, defeated the Knockouts Women's Champion, Rosemary, to unify the titles. The GFW Champion, World Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Del Rio, Alberto El Patron, defeat the Impact Champion Bobby Lashley to unify those championships. Totally awesome. Definitely former WWE guys. The moment I found out these guys were gone, I was a little bummed out. Saw that they had success within TNA. Also the GFW. Obviously that once when TNA kind of went under, they kind of had to once again partner themselves up with another wrestling promotion. Ultimately worked out. You had these two guys that still have a lot of juice left in him. Bobby Lashley recently is injured and he is off the WWE main roster. He's on the inactive /injured list. But I want to see more from Bobby. I think Bobby Lashley has one more world title run left inside him right now. Obviously, the leader of the Pride. He was the leader of the Hurt Business, but that didn't really go as well. Kind of sucks. Felt bad for Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP and stuff like that. But it is what it is. That's the wrestling game. Kind of sucks, but I want to see Bobby Lashley do more. I feel like Bobby Lashley deserves a lot. And imagine if you see Alberto El Patron debut on WWE NXT, the world would go absolutely nuts. It'd be pretty badass. It'd be pretty crazy. So yeah, honestly, should be kind of interesting that these two fought against each other on this day back in 2017. All right, lastly, it's kind of crazy how that sounds like. Back in 2020, the night two of the AEW Dynamite Fighter Fest at Daly's Palace in Jacksonville, Florida. You had Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page defeat Private Party to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. You had Lance Archer defeat Joe Janela. You also had the Butcher, the Blade, and the Lucha Brothers defeat FTR and the Young Bucks. And you had Colt Cabana and the Dark Order um, defeat SoCal Uncensored, the team of Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, also Scorpio Sky. And lastly, in the main event, you saw Chris Jericho defeat freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. So it's kind of crazy how you jump back into time. Definitely jump back into the history, especially on this day of July 2nd of, well, not of 2024, just July 2nd, just in general. So yeah. Well, guys, hope you guys enjoyed my show. I'm going to be back tomorrow, same exact time. So make sure you don't miss it. 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Always talking professional wrestling. Always digging into the tea and stuff like that. Definitely love seeing you guys every single. Make sure to hit up the chat, the GSMC Sports Network. So be part of the show. You guys are a big part of the show. This show is nothing without you. So 1,010% sending my blessings to you guys. Hope you guys have an amazing midweek. It is only Tuesday, and tomorrow is Wednesday. It's hump day. Don't think like that. I'm just kidding. Hump day. We're getting over that hump. Then you go down to Thursday and Friday. 4th of July is happening on Thursday. I don't know if whoever has the 4th of July off and the 5th of July off, lucky you. I do not have it off. I have to work. It sucks. But it's that's just how it is. That's just how it is. So thank you so much for tuning into the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us. So please remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Also follow the network. Also follow the show and leave a positive review here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity. 1,010% all the way. Absolutely. And it really does make a difference, guys. We also invite you guys to follow us on Twitter/X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram for more content and updates. And if I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, it's impossible. I'm just kidding. No, it's never impossible. Never give up. But anyways, we have my boy Nelson with basketball podcast, TJ and Jeremy with sports by on the GSMC Sports Network. We have Garrison who does golf Tuesday, Thursday, hockey Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We also have my boy Sam on baseball. I was actually a guest. I was an honored guest. I did such a good job talking about Shohei Ohtani and stuff like that. Football's right around the corner, guys. Football is right around the corner. If you are a diehard football fan, you need to watch this podcast, the GSMC Chip Shot Football Podcast with my boy Manny, and the GSMC Football Podcast with my boy Kenny. We also have the Andrew Tate Show if you just want to, dabble in the world of sports entertainment, also pop culture, also just, entertainment industry all around. Make sure you check into that. We have Samantha with Women's Hoops and Heels Sports Podcast, your one-stop shop for women's sports. Make sure you check that out. 1,010%. We'll have my boy Tommy talking about college football. College football also right around the corner, guys. Don't miss any of the action of your favorite sports here on the GSMC Podcasting Network, the GSMC Sports Network. Be a part of this GSMC Sports bloodline of passionate sports fans, willing and just so happy, pleasurable to give you guys all the cool facts, all the hot news, and basically stuff that you guys want to hear. It's not like Fox Sports, it's not like ESPN, where you have to charge absolutely free, 110%. So be a part of this GSMC Sports bloodline. Well, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday night. I'm gonna go watch NXT. Can't wait to watch. It's gonna be pretty awesome, man. Hey, stay beautiful.